In the summer of 1969, one of the most legendary music festivals ever took place in Woodstock, New York. In 1999, to celebrate its 30th anniversary, they had Woodstock 99 with such acts as Sheryl Crow, DMX, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rage Against the Machine, and Korn. You know what else has corn? Corn nuts.
Snacks with wax.
It's hard for me to say corn nuts without saying corn nuts. I don't know why. Why is that? You know those nuts like testicles that redneck dudes put on the back of their trucks? I feel like those would be called corn nuts. Those things always were confusing to me. Girl, you see those nuts on my truck? That signifies my truck is a man. She pretty, ain't she? Meanwhile, the truck's like, I identify as a truck. I don't reproduce. I don't feel attraction. I don't have a gender. I don't even speak, except for in this current hypothetical example. These things are not nuts. This is corn that takes on the attributes of a nut, so it calls itself nuts. So for all you guys out there hearing that, finding out it's not a nut, and now you want to sue Kraft Foods for false advertising, put your picket signs away and delete your email you're about to send your lawyer, because guess what? Chocolate bunnies aren't real bunnies either. Almond milk isn't milk. It's a milk-like substance made of almonds. Candy corn is not corn. It's a corn-shaped concoction composed of candy. And lastly, crunch berries are not berries. They are a berry-shaped morsel made solely of crunch. Now don't get that confused with foods where the first word is what they do, such as snap peas, pop rocks, or of course, dingleberries. Which of course are berries that dingle. We only know what dingling is because we know what berries do. They dingle from trees or whatever, from their little stems, you know what I mean? They dingle.
I always thought that dingle was just like a synonym for poop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it like dingled from your hairs, you know? Let's talk about nuts. Nuts can mean so many different things. It is a verb, noun, and adjective for crazy people. Look at that nut. He's nuts, and he's going nuts. There's also nuts from the construction term, like nuts and bolts. Did you know that's where donuts came from? They look like little nuts, like from nuts and bolts.
No, is that true?
Yeah, so donut holes should actually be called dough bolts, by the way.
They should also be shaped like more angled, like hexagonal.
Yeah, that's true. They should be hexagonal. Nuts is a noun for testicles, as well as a verb that pertains to your testicles. Nuts is the best hand in poker, and it's also an exclamation for, oh man, too bad. Nuts! I bet you all these different meanings for nuts is where George Washington Carver got his inspiration for all his different inventions. Nuts is also another word for enthusiasts. So corn nuts could be people who are nuts about corn. Just like we say gun nuts, or we say George Washington Carver, he's a real nut. With a logo and font this tight, they need to step up the merchandising game. I've never seen somebody wearing a Corn Nuts t-shirt. They need to take a lesson from NASA. Have you noticed that NASA is a clothing brand now?
Everybody's got that.
Yeah. Some people say merchandising isn't rocket science. Might have to disagree. Original Corn Nuts crunchy corn kernels. Let's see what these things taste like. First of all, let's see my bag opening skills. Ooh. Like clockwork. You know why? Because what's that broken clock right twice a day? Twice a year I open a bag properly. Oh my God, they're actually like individual pieces of corn. When you taste a Dorito, it's a corn chip, right? But it feels kind of removed. It feels removed from the corn. This tastes exactly like corn and salt. But even, you know when you like grill a piece of corn on the cob and one of them on the outside gets all black and maybe even hard? This is very hard, like it's a little painful on your teeth. All people have teeth problems, pirates, meth users. I wouldn't recommend this. I'm thinking, I'm like, are these old?
Are you looking for a warning? I thought you were looking for a Surgeon General warning. May cause damage to molars.
You're supposed to boil them first?
Right, it's like eating raw rice.
Yeah, like put raw pasta, whatever. Dude, these things are crunchy as fuck. Hey, it says crunchy corn kernels, man. I got a question for you. Why does one tiny piece of corn have the same title as a higher up in the military? Colonel? At least corn kernel's spelled correctly. The other one's spelled like colonel. That sounds like, hey, don't do the dishes, Colin will do it. New idea. I start my own KFC. It's called Kansas Flambéed Corn. And the mascot is Colonel Sanders, and it's like a little, hey Sarge, get down and give me 20. In terms of snacks, it's in the family of like sunflower seeds, just like some salty stuff that like if you were doing something like watching a game or watching a movie, it's something to do, you know? It's like, there's salt, you know, if you're drinking beer, this would be a good beer thing maybe. But
I was noticing when you said that the way it's packaged, this like shape of bag is somehow nuts, sunflower seeds. They come in that shape, so you can like kind of stick a finger in and pull one out. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, they are very nut-like. They're very nut-like in that way. Like, and they feel like that's. You wouldn't eat this in the situation where you eat chips. You'd eat this in the situation where you eat nuts. Whatever the fuck that means. You want to try one?
Yeah. I'll try one.
Did you see the choking warning? Do not give product to children under 4.
Very crunchy. Tastes like a tortilla chip, tastes like any corn chip. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Tastes like a taquito, tastes like a Dorito, tastes like Fritos, you know? Any other type of Eatos. I'm not unfamiliar with corn nuts. I used to eat them all the time. I like ranch flavored, to be honest with you.
You know what they're good for, in terms of size and weight, is the old throw it in your mouth and catch it vibe. Wow.
Like that?
I mean, I don't know if my filming was up to par, but that was quite a catch. Try it again. 2 in a row?
2 for 2.
Confident
They are
Carl.
good for it. They're easy for it somehow.
Yeah.
The crunchiness is a little extreme for me, to be honest.
Extreme like too much or extreme like Tony Hawk?
Both.
If there was an extreme athlete that was sponsored by them, which one would it be?
I would give it to a sky surfer. They like jump out of the plane and they're doing their spins. And they have their partner that films them, and the partner is throwing corn nuts and he's catching it while he's doing his spin.
What can I say about corn nuts that hasn't been said by millions of Americans who just had sex with their significant other? Not that great. I give corn nuts a 6 out of 10.
What up, Dogs? And the Pokemon Master in this bitch.
A break from the real shit we deal with. Yo, if you a lyric fan, I'm your spirit animal. My next mixtape will be accompanied by a hymnal. Corn nuts were recommended by Neuroticknight. Let us know in the comments. What should we review next?